So it's fun to know that our dear Carl does not speak Spanish. The title is Siempre Joven. Everyone unmute. If you were in the room, please know that you are also unmuted, and I want you to shout out Siempre Joven.
Siempre Joven.
Siempre Joven, whenever I say something that you connect to, because this speech is a celebration of the unshakable passion of the lifelong learners that happen to be sitting in that room or on Zoom today, because that is what we are. Being Siempre Joven, it keeps you young throughout your life. Now notice me, myself, and I am sitting with my gal pals, and we have crab hats on our head. Well, who wouldn't? We're at a crab feed, of course. Then I'm sitting with a burro because I'd just given a speech thanks to Toastmasters at a huge organization. And afterwards, I was invited to go see, well, a donkey. Why not? Because that's what we get to do when we're Toastmasters and we're successful speakers. Notice our previous speaker shared how terrified she was when she began this journey, and this is for the guests. Look how terrified I was. Siempre Joven. If you were ever afraid giving a speech, shout out Siempre Joven.
Siempre Joven.
There you go, absolutely. And then, of course, I'm hanging out at a street corner in New Orleans. And who's done that? Street corner, Siempre Joven. Shout it.
Siempre Joven.
There you go. Now, let's move on. Now, our Toastmasters, you see Greg here. Greg stated that he, as a Siempre Joven lifelong learner, that he has decided to start with a recumbent bike. Now, we know that as a Siempre Joven individual, it's really just a giant big wheel. We've had Lara, who is actually a rocket scientist. Look at our rocket scientists, folks that are in the room. Check out our rocket scientists. How many rocket scientists behave in such a Siempre Joven manner? Arnie! Arnie is a big-time teacher, speaker, educator, and a goofball. Who is a goofball that's in this room? Siempre Joven.
Siempre Joven.
Absolutely we are. The rest of us, this is not all of our Toastmasters, but these faces, each and every one of them began with a terror. If not, say nothing. If you were terrified, say Siempre Joven.
Siempre Joven.
Because we were a ubiquitous, a plethora of terror that turned into pretty much expert speakers, haven't we? If you have, Siempre Joven.
Siempre Joven.
We're all learning. How many of us speak a language other than English? Shout Siempre Joven.
Siempre Joven.
You do, because we are always learning. We have people in our audience, and please say Siempre Joven if English is not your first language.
Siempre Joven.
Look at that. Look at that. You are learning. Your brains are continuing to become more active as with your body. Now, I know everybody who knows me knows that I also tap dance, and I Zumba, and I belly dance, in addition to all of the other nonsense I do. And I do that to stay Siempre Joven. I do that always. Who began college later in life or is still going to college? Siempre Joven.
Siempre Joven.
Still going. We're still doing it. We are still advancing our careers. We're still doing that. And we're doing that for us because that is who we are. That is what we do. That is the amazing creatures that we have become from this amazing club. More silliness going on. Rich Gearman, are you there, Rich?
Yeah.
Siempre Joven.
Rich Siempre Joven, definitely. He is a square dance caller and a karaoke speaker, and he speaks
Français.
Francais. Absolutely, Siempre Joven. Carl, weatherman, you name it. He is a skier. That's him right there. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. But you get the idea. Carl is Siempre Joven. And last but not least, to the end of her life, Pat Hansen. Does it make sense that we know someone who is Siempre Joven every single day of her life? Let that be our goal in life. Say it loud.
Siempre Joven.
Mr. Toastmaster.